Hello YouTube, my name's Dane Lemaitre and welcome to another video. As you probably saw at the start of the video, I did a little tribute to a man called Jim Osborne who runs Osborne's toy and sports shop in Wellingborough. Unfortunately, he passed away on the 31st July. He was 83 years old. The reason I paid tribute in this video is because I got this from Osborne's. And so Osborne's been running for years. In this picture you can see on the left his son William and on the right his wife Pamela. So it's a shame that unfortunately he's passed away. I got a lot of things over in Osborne's over the years. I got my Hornby Duck from there, and I got a few of my Ursel engines from there in the past as well. And so the shop's been running for 60 years now. And so it's still running, but as I say, unfortunately Jim's not around anymore, which is a bit of a shame. Anyway, moving on to the review. So this is Jupiter from Fireman Sam. I got in Osborne's. In Osborne's it was actually a lot cheaper. You see that's $6.99. I actually looked on the internet because I heard these were being released, and they were like $8.99 each, and some were actually a bit more because of postage. And I thought, $8.99 was the cheapest. But before I went on holiday, I went over to Rushden again. And I went into Osborne's, and then I saw this there, and saying it was $6.99, and they did the other four there as well. Venus, Neptune, the lifeboat, and Wallaby One, which is the helicopter. As you can see on the back, Jupiter actually looks a lot different there. It's more of a prototype, and there's a yellow thing on the side for some reason. Obviously, there might be a yellow thing on the side there, but we can't see. But you can just about see, and there is actually a yellow thing. So that's more of a prototype. So this is Jupiter. It looks more like the Jupiter in the CGI series of Fireman Sam. As you know, there was an original series, which was stop motion. Then there was a second stop motion version that came out in 2005. And then obviously now it's the CGI version. So this is the CGI representation. I think it's a very good representation. I think the one thing that's different though is if you look carefully at the front doesn't look quite right. They've painted the windscreen wipers red. It should be white all the way down, but it's not. So there's a few things that could be improved, but I think it's a very nice, well-detailed model. Also, you've got the ladder there. It looks like you can take the ladder up and down, etc. As you know, Jupiter was mainly driven by Sam, as you can see there. But it's also been driven by Penny, Chief Fire Officer Boyce, and of course Elvis on a number of occasions. Sam's not the only one to drive it. And Station Officer Steele hasn't driven it in the TV series, but he has in the books, I believe, the Buzz books. So yeah, this is Jupiter. Let's say it was released this year, 2015. So it's not an old one. I do have some old Jupiters from the Ertl ranges, and I think the detail on them's quite good for what it is. But definitely the detail on this one's a lot better for what it's supposed to. Obviously, for what it's supposed to be, I think. I'm keeping this one boxed. As you know, I collect a number of things like the Thomas Tank Engine Ertl range. I keep them boxed, and this is going to stay boxed as well. So I can't really get it out and show you, but I'm sure, if you were thinking of buying this for your children or whatever, or if you're watching this and you wanted to buy it for yourself to play with, then yeah, it's a very good toy. Another thing I've noticed as well is with it, if you look carefully at the wing mirror that hangs out from the top there, that is actually a bit wonky compared to the one there. It's a bit wonky for some peculiar reason. Don't ask me why. When I bought this in Osborne's, I actually got the other three as well. Yeah, and this was the only one left. I assume, obviously, being Jupiter, it was the obviously more popular one. And like I said, there's four others you can buy, which are Venus, Neptune, and Wallaby One, which is the helicopter. And although it's not advertised on the back, they also sell a diecast version of Mercury, which is the quad bike that Sam drives. And Station Officer Steele has driven it once as well. Quite hilarious, actually. He had a job staying on it properly. As you know, there's now a number of vehicles in Fireman Sam, and it's a shame that they don't do them. But I dare say Dickie Toys, who are obviously the ones that make it, as you can see there, will find other money-making opportunities and probably do them in the future. But like I said, they're the four top five that they do so far. So yeah, all round it's a very nice, well detailed toy, and I think the back of it certainly looks a lot better than the front end, as we discussed a few minutes ago. Packaging's quite nice. So yeah, like I said, it's the new CGI version of Fireman Sam. It's got the new logo, because to my knowledge they changed the logo of the show recently. Like I said, and this is obviously released this year, so it's a new toy. But it'd be very interesting if, like the Ertl Thomas tank engine range, if it gets discontinued, it'd be interesting to see how valuable it is in the future. Maybe, I don't know, say another 20 years or so, really. I'm sure I'll still be around to find out. I'm 22 now, so I'll be 42 then, so it'd be very interesting to see what the future holds, but we'll just have to wait and see. But that's Diecast Jupiter, a very nice toy. Again, another thing I just want to point out, this is ages 3+. Definitely suitable for ages 3+, though you could again argue though the wing mirrors, I mean, I don't know how fragile they are because it's in the box, but if that one looks as loose as it is, the other, you got to ask really, is it going to come off? Is it bad for children? But I mean, it should say on the back of the box if it's a choking hazard. So yeah, it says there, you see, 0 to 3, so choking hazard. But yeah, definitely, I'm sure from ages 3+, it's definitely a lot more safer